What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today at BMW in Wesley Chapel. Phil has given us the 2021 BMW 7 Series 750i drive. This is the Definity luxury sedan in a gray Donington metallic. Updates to the flagship BMW performance, crafted refinements. Is this the best luxury large sedan on the market? Can this be a daily driven car without a chauffeur? We're going to go over all the specs and details starting now. BMW's flagship large luxury sedan expresses a muscular front profile, and you can see that with the larger active kidney grille, all blacked out. We do have the M Sport package, so it's going to give some more flares and some more added features to this vehicle. Standard will have your LED adaptive full headlamps. I like that the breathers and the inlays to go into that big V8, they're opened up a little bit more to give more aggressiveness with a 74.9 inches. So it does flare out a little bit, a height of 58.2 inches. Daily use is going to be a little bit easier because of the long hood. It's a sleek luxury look, but you could see it inside in the driver or passenger seat because it protrudes up just enough, so that way you know your clearance. You also have your front and rear parking sensors with your surround view 3D camera. You're going to have long wheel arches. They're going to be filled with 20-inch jet black alloy wheel. Your M Sport brakes, blue calipers, and I like it because it does offset this gray metallic, and they're massive too. I mean, 14.7 inches in the front, 14.5 in the rear. Set with your 4-corner auto leveling suspension, double wishbone multi-link front suspension. The rear is going to have an integrated V multi-link suspension with dynamic damper control. The length of this vehicle will be larger than a large SUV at 207.4 inches. A wheelbase at 126.4 inches. That long side vent, which just tapers and goes all the way to the rear. So it does give a nice aesthetic look. And I also like how they did the black gloss across the window trims as well, because it just sets a different tone to this. You'll have your active blind spot, lane departure warning. Even though this is a longer vehicle, I could still see a person driving this on a daily basis. It would obviously be better to do it with the chauffeur. However, you could do this just as a normal person as well. Your rear slim silhouette seam line LED wraparound taillights, and this sets a bold statement to the rear of the vehicle because it just takes up the whole tailgate area. And the best part about it is it's simple. It's a tasteful touch because this is a luxury car. You do get that sport active exhaust. They're blacked out. It's kind of a trapezoid type setup, but it fits. I like that they didn't do a diffuser because it would kind of defeat the purpose of what we're going after here. You do have your kick to open for your cargo going inside to 18.2 cubic feet. Backup assistance, active driver assistance, that's going to include your daytime pedestrian protection, frontal collision warning with city mitigation. You know what? Let's go inside this, give it some revs just to hear how that M Sport exhaust sounds. BMW performance, as you just heard out of that M Sport exhaust, high-end luxury sedan. Underneath the hood, a 4.4 liter BMW twin power turbo V8, 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, 17 to 24 mpgs, a 0 to 60 under 4 seconds. And that is super quick considering this thing weighs over 4,700 pounds and it's a luxury sedan paired to an 8-speed Steptronic. The things that I dislike about the exterior is this little side trim here because it does protrude outwards a little bit. But the things that I do like is how they actually have functional vents. This vent here, it's actually open to let air go and channel through it, and they put some more touches to detail with the high gloss black polish on the door handles, and it's just a touch. Let me know what you think about the 2021 BMW 7 Series 750i as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside this BMW 7 Series 750i, 39.9 inches of headroom, 41.4 inches of legroom, soft closed doors, perforated Napa leather. You have all types of design work. The front bucket seats, there's 20-way power, multi-contour adjustments, heated, ventilated, massage, breathtaking vista panoramic moonroof. And I like it because you have the lights. It literally looks like a Bentley inside this vehicle. You will have your 3-spoke M Sport steering wheel leather wrap with the paddle shifters. Looking inside your gauge cluster, a 12.3 live cockpit. It's multi-inputs, 10.25 center infotainment with navigation. You do have the touch, so you have the pinch and you have the swipe, gesture control, iDrive 7.0, 4 climate control settings. 464 watts out of 16 speakers from Harman Kardon inside here. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You'll have no CD player though. They've stopped doing it. They do have an HD radio, Sirius XM with 360L. Built-in dash camera, so you no longer have to worry about buying those things to clutter up anything. It really sets a good tone and gives you some safety, and you don't have to worry if, God forbid, you get into an accident, it records it, and you can give that to your insurance. Fine line, high gloss, wood trim, all inserts through the dash, through the center, cup holders. You got 2 here, you can fit 16.9 ounce water with no problem, 12 volt USB, and you have your wireless charging. The nice thing is you can close in the tray. The disadvantage is when you close the tray, obviously it closes your phone, but you know what? You're going to be using your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. For the elbows, soft on both sides, open up in here to another USB and another 12 volt with some storage. And I like the little setup here that we got. It's the same setup in all BMWs, but as you go up the tier, it just looks more luxurious. And just to set out the way everything sits, we do have the heads-up display as well. You got that ambient lighting that runs through the dash and the door panel, one touch up and down for all the windows, heated armrest, which is also really nice if you live in a colder environment. You can fit probably 3 or 4 16.9 ounce water bottles. And just the way these seats contour, just wait till you see the drive. Let's check the back seats out. The back seat is a sanctuary. 38.9 inches of headroom, 44.4 inches of legroom. The seat's in the position I would be sitting in the front. You can see a person could sit in front of me. That's how much room you have back here. You have 2 USB-C ports and a 12 volt, an area that you could store a small tablet pretty much. Dual climate control settings in the back, heated rear seats, soft for both of the elbows, some storage in here. They do have an entertainment system. We don't have it in this one, which would put the TVs behind the front seats, and this would be a console that would be more for a 4-seat car instead of a 5-seat car. They do have the air vents pretty much everywhere, so not just the center, but also on the side. You have a little storage here that you can just open up pretty easy. It's a little cigarette ashtray. Throw this down so you can just check out the way you look. And because the vehicle is so much legroom, you really have to reach forward, but you just sit so comfortable. For the door panel, you can fit at least 2 to 3 16.9 ounce water bottles, and you can fit about a 20 to 32 ounce drink here. The nice thing is you can control everything from both sides. So I can put down all of my shades on all sides for both of the back seats. The floor is not completely flat, but let's see how I look in the center. Even though the floor isn't flat and I'm sharing my legs with the occupants next to me, my shoulder space is still relatively good because the vehicle's width is almost 75 inches. Head space, no problem. Leg space, No problem either. So this vehicle sits nearly like an SUV for the back seat. But I have to say, my favorite part is I would just close everything up, relax, and enjoy a long ride like I'm in first class in an airplane. Going over the tech, we're gonna hit the home button, just kind of going through everything briefly, go through the apps so that way you can see what all that we have in the vehicle. Scroll down through here. I have more of a in-depth features of the applications that's on these 10.25 infotainment screen. I'll have some links in the description that you can click on. We will go into the climate control rules just to show you that you can set different temperatures whenever the temperature goes below something outside. You can also do that for your heated seat and your steering wheel, which is a nice little feature that would be set with your automatic start. Clicking into your driver settings, you can click here into individual, or you can configure it the way you like. Again, these are very intuitive things because you can change all the dynamics as you see as sport derived as you like, or you could just leave it as a comfort or a standard mode. So we're going to start the drive with a comfort because this is a high-end luxury vehicle, and that's pretty much what this is derived for. We do have sports capabilities. Anything over 500 horsepower is insane, and BMW has just been adding so much raw performance in all of their vehicles that it's unparalleled. I mean, it's very hard to describe unless you personally drive them or you do testing like I do, because you see it and you feel it. It's just crazy, especially with vehicles that are this heavy and big and you're getting that much raw power out of it. I always like the transmissions that they put. The ZF transmissions are solid and they just shift really nice and well. The steering wheel, it's an M Sport steering wheel. Nothing to complain on that. Because we do have the air suspension, it's going to drive a lot more smooth. That's why I have it in the Eco Pro mode right now, so that way we can really feel how it is. Even though we do have 20-inch upgraded wheels, I don't hear anything outside the cabin so far. I'm not going necessarily too fast, but even driving, I'm just gliding over. It doesn't feel overweighted as well, which is a nice thing because the car is a little bit longer than your everyday vehicle. When you are in an eco mode, coming to like a stop, because it's playing with that auto start stop, which I'm turning off right now, it does feel like it's engaging a little different, but going over speed bumps, you don't have to go any slower than normal. I do like the functionality of seeing the Eco Pro here because it kind of coaches you how to get better gas consumption. We have it in sport. We got it with the paddle shifters. We're gonna give her a little throttle. And oh my gosh, woo! She sets you back. She gets the speed so quick, like we were saying with that 0 to 60. It is super precise, quiet too. I mean, you hear the exhaust and then afterwards, it just becomes silent outside. You don't hear anything. And the best part is people think because it's a longer car and they think maybe it's a grandpa thing that they could catch up to you. They're forgetting this thing gets 0 to 60 under 4 seconds. But we still have it in sport mode. We're going to do a full U-turn, more or less at a stop position. A longer vehicle, we're getting about 2 lanes. Full throttle, baby. Oh my God. It is insane for a high-end luxury car that typically you would see maybe a chauffeur driving you around in. No, this is a fun car. I mean, you're gonna have excitement and a smile because all you gotta do, lower the gear, lower it another gear, it's ready to go. I mean, this thing just floors it at any given time. And the best part, put it back into comfort right there on the fly, shift it over. You don't have to worry about the Steptronic at all now. It's gonna do everything for you. And you also have where it has the lane keep assist in your adaptive cruise control, so the vehicle will drive for you more or less for 10 to 15 seconds. And the nice thing is if you do not put signals on, which a lot of people don't do it, it's gonna push you back in the lane because it's like, no, not letting you go into that lane without driving the right way. So I do like that. Visibility. Now, that is something that people might be concerned about because it's a longer vehicle. You really can't see behind the back headrest. However, you can see it with the rear view mirror. So you can see pretty much out of everything. You have blind spot sensors as well, gesture capabilities for the navigation. One thing I dislike about the gesture capabilities for this infotainment screen is every time I move my hands around, it is activating the navigation. So it is very sensitive. These are plus and minus things, but as you see, it just turned on the radio for you. So, you know, brake-wise, you can stop on a dime. These are M Sport brakes. Don't have to worry about that. Throw it into sport mode on the fly, give it a wrap around, give it some gas, and she's ready to rock and roll again. And I mean, it is so nice. The dynamics of the vehicle, it holds itself on the road good as well. You know, you can turn like this. It's not boaty, it's actually dynamic, and it's very precise at what it does. So I do like that it has full capabilities. And I mean, even with 20-inch wheels, if I put it in sport mode or comfort mode, going over impurities in the road, these seats are over 20-way power adjustments. I mean, it's insane. And whenever you change the modes, it activates and changes your seat position as well, because you can make it more contoured for a sporty ride. These are not M Sport seats, so they will have a little bit more larger seat for the buttocks, and it's a little bit more wider. You could also forward move the seats, which I like that because it pretty much puts the seat in like 4 or 5 different categories. But I mean, this is something I could see somebody driving without any issues. A family of 5 is gonna love it because you have all the storage capabilities in the door panels, you have all the charging ports, you don't have to worry in that category. And the best part about it is, this is a BMW with raw performance and high-end luxury, so it's definitely something that sets a different tone in the auto industry. We're gonna take this back to BMW of Wesley Chapel, go over the reverse camera, and finish this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have full trajectory, and it's a very clean screen. You do have your backup assistance and your automatic parking, which is really nice if you're going down like a one-way street and you need a reverse. If you push that when you're going forward, it will reverse identically the same way that you were going. Now, if you click on these points, there are little camera indicators, and you can see that 360-degree camera. It will activate and change to your 3D view. The disadvantage, however, is you can only click on the points. So it's not like Audi, it's not as intuitive where you can just scroll it over. You have to literally do the points, but you do have the gesture swipe. And one thing I do like about the BMW is it does have the car wash feature. So whenever you're driving forward or reverse, as you're seeing, it will show you everything, and it's very clean and precise. I'd like to thank Phil at BMW of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2021 BMW 7 Series 750i for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button. Check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.